Okay, so you came down here to help out the rehab project of the Heads Up website. What made you decide to get involved in that?
I don't know, like we get asked to do a lot of kind of charity awareness stuff, and you know, a lot of the stuff you get, you know, people might be just chancing their arm and saying they're putting a light on, and so it just, you kind of pick the good ones and the ones that really seem like an awful lot of work's gone into it, and you know, I think, as I said, if you turn up to do a charity event and it's kind of like, you know, it's just to make a few quid. There's a big structure in this, and you know, I felt we were quite, you know, we were into it, and our manager just said, yeah, we said let's go for it. I mean, the website's a great idea, it's a great concept, it's a great cause, so you know, absolutely no reason for us not to do it.
And have you worked with rehab before? Is it the first time for you?
It's our first time. Yeah. So,
and you've seen some of the artwork. What do you think of it?
That's the other side. I mean, it's just really, I suppose, the kind of audience you're going for and who you're trying to make aware of this is that's it was going to appeal to. Like if you just brought in a couple of posters, whatever. That's what I mean when we said the whole thing was just structured very well, and there's a real kind of you know, vibe to it. It seems there's a concept to the whole thing. It's not just a few posters, a few ideas. So you know, the whole from the artwork to the design to the website. It just looks really, really good, and I think it will hopefully kick off.
That's cool. So you guys, I mean, obviously, really, really hectic schedule. I mean, how do you look after your own mental well-being and stuff like that? I mean, you like to have downtime or, you know, de-stress?
Lots of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, you need lots of sleep.
Oh, we're just back from, like, we don't have that much of a, I suppose our schedule compared to other acts wouldn't be very hectic. Like we have hectic times where you'd have 2 or 3 weeks where you have absolutely. You're full on, and then you've 2 weeks where you just do nothing. I think, but like overall, I mean, when we're not playing music, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm lost, like, and so it's I suppose slightly institutionalized with the whole thing. So when we're not gigging, we're probably writing or we're doing something involved with the band or doing charity stuff. So yeah. We've done a lot of charity stuff this year, and I think it's very simple for us to do something like that. It's not like a big deal. It's a couple of hours out of your day, you know.
And I mean, music has a big effect on people's mental health. They use it in a way that if you're happy, you might listen to something. If you're sad, I mean, what kind of mood would you like to see your kind of music portrayed in?
Well, I mean, whereas there's no kind of agenda with what we do. It's as uplifting as we can make it. I personally think everyone in the band doesn't enjoy listening to downbeat music. It's just our opinion. Like, it's not to say downbeat music isn't any good. I just don't like listening to it. It's a bad enough world. But how to have to sit in there in your bed with your legs crossed and crying because some guy's moaning on the radio. So I think we prefer to kind of the glass is half full kind of vibe with our music. And you know, some people, like, I think girls have a tendency to veer towards the kind of, you know, relationship ending songs and stuff, whereas our stuff is very much, you know, not aired towards that kind of thing. And you know, I'm not saying that I like writing a, you know, if a song really means something and it's a slow song, like, you know, I don't mind. But like this album, our new album, we tried to make it a bit more honest and a bit more like our first album. I wrote most of it when I was in college.
Oh, right.
And there were experiences that I had in college, you know, and you know, now I'm a few years older. There are experiences that I look back and go, did I actually do that? But that was honest at the time, and you know, now the new album's a bit more.
The little stories. Yeah,
they are when I'm a bit older.
And do you think your style has changed because of that? Like you've moved from that kind of era into something different. Do you think your style of music has changed?
I think we've grown as musicians. We've got better as a band. We've grown as people. So obviously it's going to change a little bit. But like the core is still the same. There's still the same 5 guys in the band. It's just that.
Like our kind of big thing is going. We like hooks. You know, a good hook. And after that, we don't really care. If there's a good hook in the song, we don't even bother with the rest of it. We say, I'll leave it. There's a good hook there, 10-second song. But that's what people warm towards in songs. You know, I think in the music industry shifted as much as more people are listening. Just like pop music now, they don't, you know, the whole kind of left to centre, really obscure, abstract music. There is a market for it, but you know, luckily the music we love is good pop music. When I say good pop music, I mean good pop music. I don't mean someone sounding like a robot, you know, over-processed stuff. I mean a good song, and that's what the industry's kind of leaning towards now, which is a really good change. And you know, when you think of the Beatles and you think of songs like that, they were just tunes. They were just 4 chords with a good melody. And I think that's exactly the way we'd like to see the industry going, and that's hopefully where we might fit in a bit more, where that's kind of what we do.
And just talking about the Beatles, I mean, do you have any favourites or any like big influences on your music now, or?
I think we're into songs. Like we're not in. You know, I don't care who the band is, and you know,
I like good vocals
a good
and
vocal,
stuff.
and but like a song's a song. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Girls Aloud coming out with a good tune, or it's, you know, Kings of Leon, or a Scenester band, whatever. But to me, it's a song's a song. Never followed. The only one act I really ever kind of got obsessed about, I suppose, would be the Clash, and that was more because, you know, my brother had the albums, and I was kind of, it was cool to like the Clash. But then I realised a couple of years on that they were amazingly good, and they stood, like, you know, I think bands like that don't come along very often, and they kind of mixed good pop music with very good intent in what they were singing about. So yeah, I know, as I said, that's what we're into, songs, not bands really.
Yeah, I mean, you've a new album out now at the moment. Do you? I mean, is there? Do you think there's a good music industry in Ireland? Is there? Like, I mean, you've a very strong following already.
The good thing about the industry in Ireland now is if you look at like websites like the social networking websites like Bebo and MySpace, and you look at the kids between like 14 and 20, their top favourite bands now aren't, you know, Kings of Leon, or they're Irish acts, and that's a good shift, because they can see them, they can go to them, they can feel part of it, and I think the scene in Ireland needs to stand on its own 2 feet now and stop. You know, everyone has it caught up about going to the UK. Going to the UK or America is the band's business. I mean, every band wants to do it, you know, to make it financially viable. Like, everyone wants a career, everyone wants to go to the UK and wants to go to America, but you can't push stuff down people's throat. And people now have to realise that the scene here, it's a great live scene, there's great venues, there's great studios, there's great bands. And the one thing I've noticed from playing in America and playing in the UK, the standard of the live acts here is very, very, very high. The acts that you play with are so tight.
The venues are very, very good compared to America and to the UK.
No, like, I mean, they just seem, I don't know, it seems to be a really good, as I think, because the economy's gone tits up, so everybody's looking for something they enjoy doing, and I think people still enjoy going to gigs. And
I mean, it's a great way to relax.
no, it is, like, I mean, especially if you're, you know, I think gigs we've done, our last tour was, you know, kind of aimed towards the college crowds, and it was a bit frantic, and, you know, but that's exactly the kind of gigs we enjoy doing. But if you talk about, like, you know, the economy and stuff, that you wouldn't see any of that at these gigs. It was just pure crack.
So, I mean, just talking about the website a bit more, I mean, like, suicide, obviously, it is an issue with young people in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, like, advice or anything that you'd give them on how to, you know, cope with stress and pressure?
I don't know, every kid gets stressed, like, every person gets stressed. Like, it doesn't change when you're a kid. I think adults just presume kids don't have the problems that they have, financial problems and, you know, having kids and stuff. But I think kids don't have the ability to deal with it as much as adults have, and they don't have the, I suppose, the foresight to actually, a lot of them, you know, would just think they're totally alone. And, you know, I mean, I've had friends and, you know, myself, that, you know, there's times where you just go through bad periods. I just think would they have something that they can actually make them aware of, you know, that they're not the only one out there. I suppose that's, you know, suicide is a problem in Ireland. And I think it's more in kind of, I suppose, developed countries that it's more of a problem, because people just presume everyone has these amazingly Hollywood Hills lives, and, you know, not everyone has that.
Yeah, I think, like, you know, talk to people like counsellors or friends or teachers or anybody like that when they're feeling a bit kind of low, you know, to kind of, you know, to share their problems, and I think it might help them.
And don't listen to moaning music, it won't help.
No.
Listen to more of the Blizzards, get happier.
That's it, exactly.
Music with energy.